Hi, and welcome to Breaking Cycles with Maria, a podcast about life, relationships, emotional patterns, self awareness, and sometimes just recognizing that we're all human and still learning as we go. Some episodes are solo and educational, while others include guests and real conversations about relationships, work dynamics, personal growth, and the patterns we often don't even realize that we're carrying. But no matter the topic, there's always something that'll resonate with someone, a new perspective, a little insight, or maybe just that reminder that you're not alone in what you experience. So let's get started and let's navigate this beautiful, wild, adventurous thing called life together. Hi, Madge.
Hi, Maria. Good to
Welcome
hear
back.
from you. Thank you.
I know, it's been so long.
I know, but you've been very busy.
I know, and I'm thinking to myself, I saw Michelle last week and she said, "What are you two doing?" I was like, "What do you mean? Where is your continuation of your luncheon?" I was like, "Oh my God. Do you realize it's almost a year later?"
I know. I know.
Right, that's scary. Come on. We went
Yeah,
out in August last year.
I'm right. I was just going to say August will be 1 year. Time flies, I'm telling you. Well, I was even thinking maybe we should just continue right from where we left off. There's a lot to catch up on.
I forgot what we were doing, though. That's the problem. She's like, "Well, was part two happening?" I was like, "If I could remember what part two is about." So I figured, you know what, we'll wing it. If it's a repeat of something, who cares? Because today's
Yeah.
the day. So I'm thinking to myself, what was it like when we first saw each other when we went out to lunch?
Um,
After all those years, we connect, right? So we reconnect on the phone,
uh-huh.
we catch up, and we decide to meet. Now we officially meet. What happened?
Well, it was very emotional. I remember that. I think there were so many like things going through my head. And I remember Angelica making a comment to me like, "Mom, why are you crying?" And I said, "No, these are happy tears. These are happy tears because it was just like so many things. It was like these floodgates opened up of just nothing but like, I can't believe this is all happening today." Like,
Right.
and it actually was, like, probably one of the best birthdays that I had had in a long time.
Okay. Good. I mean, I had a great time. It was nice to see you. It was right. Nice to see Angelica. It was nice to meet Ashley. It was good. And then
Yeah.
the dog, right? The dog.
Oh, yeah, he came, remember, he came in the
Yeah.
stroller because I said he's part of the family. So wherever we go for celebration, he goes.
Okay.
So we had him and he was so patient, if you remember, he was
Hmm.
in the stroller quiet. Nobody would have known. It looked like a baby in the stroller, nobody would have known.
I know.
It was so funny.
It was
And
nice.
then yeah, and then he finally he got to come open. You remember we opened it up when we got outside, and he was
Hmm.
so happy to see you, and he was jumping, and he was just, oh my god, he was so out of control.
It
But
was good.
he is part of what goes on in my life now because he's got a lot of charm and he's very funny.
Good.
And I could sound like I'm like a braggart, like when you brag about your child or your grandchildren or your, family members. Who people do that, right?
Your dog. I
I
know.
talk about the dog. He's funny.
Hey, it is part of the family. It's true. It was a nice get together. It was. Was there anything like sometimes I don't know, like you want to do a podcast and you want it to be so natural and so real and not scripted. And we didn't script this at all. So
No,
whatever people think, we just got on here. Like, okay,
that's
what are we
right.
going to talk about? I don't know. So I
Yeah.
came up with a list of all different topics that people can pick from. And I don't
Hmm.
know if we do it before or I don't know if we pick while we're on and decide and just kind of go with it. And I ended up changing, as you know, you noticed the name because so many people kept on thinking, like, oh, breaking up toxicity is breaking up in relationships. Like, it's actually not.
Hmm.
That's not it. That's learning how to recognize your own stuff and working on it. It has nothing to do with breaking up with somebody. Now, if that
Yeah.
happens, that's part of your, your journey or your learning, whatever it is. but it's not explicitly learn how to break up with a partner.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it has anything to do with breaking up with a partner. I think it has to do with breaking up the dysfunctional of your life, like whatever's
With
happening.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
ended up changing the name. I was like, I think if I change the name, no, not think, I know if I change the name, it can open the opportunity for so many different topics and areas, whether it's relationships, intimate, it's your family, it's colleagues, it's your book, whatever it is. It can be about pretty much about anything now because most of us can relate with we break unhealthy cycles. We're
Mhm,
always learning how to do that. Always patterns, behaviors, recognize and break them. Sometimes it's very extreme and sometimes it's not.
mhm.
Sometimes we complicate life too much. We don't need to, but we do it because I think some people just enjoy it.
I
So,
agree.
a
I
different
think,
approach.
yeah, I totally agree with you.
I have to follow through with Michelle's request. So,
Okay.
her and Nick listened to the podcast. I was like, oh, I like when I learn that, people, when I find out who listens, I'm like, thank you. I didn't know. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what is it exactly they want to hear from us about part two? Like, do we get like even deeper or do we stay surface? Like, what was your first impression about me? Did you feel close? Did you feel distant? Were you upset? Were you happy? Because I have my own feelings, but now I'm
Yeah.
starting to remember. I think I didn't want to say certain things to you because I didn't want to upset you. And I said it to be continued. This might be the
Mhm.
to be continued, though.
Well, my feelings were to me, I felt that we just sort of started exactly where we left off. Like, it was almost as if that time was just erased, that we were just picking up right where we, like, left off. And my feelings were very much on a positive note. I felt happy. I felt really, um, what's the right word I'm trying to think of? I just felt so much joy that it was over with. We're definitely connected, and I think even after I got home, I was just still so happy. It wasn't until maybe about a week or so later that I started to think, and I came to realize that sometimes people come into your life for certain reasons,
Hmm.
and then when they go, it doesn't it's not how do you say? It's not as if something may be done intentionally, or I think people just have so many different changes in their life that they're going in different directions, and it's almost hard to keep everything the same.
It's hard. Well, you're doing your thing in life. I'm doing my thing in
Yep.
life. Everyone's doing this. So yeah, we did talk about all this.
Yeah.
I'm recalling some of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes coming back together, it's a different time. It's like, when you're young, so you're young, you're in your
Mhm.
teen years, and then you meet someone, and
Mhm.
then let's say you get married, for people who get married. You settle down, and then you have a family. And then maybe your brothers and sisters or whoever it is married also, and then they have kids. Now everyone comes together. Now as soon as people's kids start to get older, and what's that shift, usually like middle school, things start to go in a different direction because they have their friends, they have sports, whatever's going on,
Mhm.
and everyone starts to pull away actually from each other. But as the kids get older, they really do pull away. Now your kids are in their, mid 20s, 30s. Now it's like you come back, like the adults come back together. They're at a different place in life. Their children are older. It's almost like before they had children. So you're
Right.
in each other's lives, but you're in each other's lives with a lot of history now, a lot of stories, a lot of experiences. Now your kids are doing what you did. And eventually they're going to get married, then they're going to have children, and they're going to get together, and that cycle keeps on going. So I think so also. Some people are meant to stay for a long time, some people just stay part time, and that's okay.
You know what's interesting that you just said, because it really makes sense. There are a few people in my life that was the same, like, situation where it was we were friends because of our kids. And
Yeah.
then our kids grew up, and then even and some of these relationships continued on and continued on, but then it kind of got strange, I think, once the kids sort of went out of the house
Hmm.
and like they got married and they had kids. And some of those friends of mine, I don't know what it is. You almost just can't relate to them the same way at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens because you've known them for many years, but you just know that it's just not going to be the same. And I had even said to myself, well, that's okay because sometimes these people are in your life for a certain reason,
Hmm.
and that's just the way that it is. And when people separate and go in different directions, it's just bound to happen because, like I said, things just don't stay the same. People change, things change. That's it. That's the way it is.
Most often, exactly.
And
Ups
I
and
don't,
downs.
and I don't think it's because people don't care about each other. I think
Mhm.
people care. I just find that certain things just change where maybe you have a different outlook on things. You're doing something completely different.
Well,
Like I
that's an
sort of,
authentic self. You know what that I like to call that, what you're saying, describing, at
uh-huh,
least what it sounds like to me.
uh-huh.
That's becoming your authentic self. You're not
Mm.
worried about what other people think. You're not worried about other people, what they're going to say. If you don't want to do something or you don't want to go somewhere, you don't feel like there's an obligation that you have to because you're supposed to. That's what starts to happen.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like my friend used to do these fragrance events, and everyone would get together and we'd all be a group. And then some of my friends just started like bailing out. They're like, "Oh, I'm not interested anymore."
Hmm.
And then it was like, okay. And then I was like the last man standing. I'm like, okay, I'm the only one still going here. There's all these new people that came now.
Hmm.
And then I never in my life thought I would get to the point where I would get tired of it. And I did. I just lost the interest. I'm like, I don't really feel like this is something that I'm enjoying like I used to. So your passions change, your um
Compatibility, Madge.
compatibility. Yeah.
With people change your interests, your likes, your dislikes, your true self, your ability to be able to explore, to do different things. Maybe somebody else is not very much like that. They're more of, let's say, of a homebody or whatever it may be. I
Yeah.
think it's all okay, but it also depends the way somebody does it.
And I also feel like when the pandemic happened, it was just so weird how people really did, like, I don't know, they just didn't socialize anymore. They were all just cooped up and on their own. And
They were
either it
oh,
was,
trust me, I was so
ah,
busy, but they were cooped up and they had to deal with all their stuff, the good, bad, and the ugly. That's
yeah,
what happened. It surfaced and forced people to recognize the things that they were avoiding. And now
mm-hmm,
some people didn't have a choice but to work on it. And some
yeah.
people found a way to avoid it.
Yeah, it was time to really focus because you couldn't go out, you couldn't go to work,
Yeah,
you couldn't hide from anything. You basically had to face everything right then and there. Like
I
it
know.
didn't give you a choice.
We're here today and we can get out, we can do things and be together with people. And it's always going to be some sort of struggle about something. But as long as
And
you,
do
um,
And do you know, even to be honest, I didn't mind it. Like, I didn't mind not having to go anywhere, not having to make a plan, not having to, I just kind of got used to talking to my friends on the phone and just having to do what you had to do. Like, it didn't matter to me.
I think that's an introvert, but I won't tell anyone.
Yeah. I sort of became that. That's
I
what's
won't.
so weird.
I have something to admit to. Like I've been off of social media for I don't know how many months now, and I have to start. I'm starting to get back on, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm giving the person the stuff that's needed to post, and then I'll go on myself to read some things. And I really get passionate when I hear like ridiculous things that people post online. When it comes to like master classes or it comes to other therapists, and it's so disturbing how they takes a label and then they present it in the most negative way possible. Let's say avoidant personalities or avoidant attachment styles. they are viewed as being as the most terrible people that's out there.
Mhm.
And they're not. They're not all like that. Are there some that are terrible? Yeah. But so are anxious attachment, just people in general. But when it's presented a certain way, all of a sudden, now anytime somebody hears like, oh, they're so avoidant, they're cruel, they're evil, they're bad. I'm like, but why? Because they
Mhm.
don't fill your needs? You don't understand them? That's part of the problem is when individuals' expectations don't align with what's on the receiving end. So you have even a friendship, you have expectations of your friend. When they don't meet them, you get upset, you get frustrated, you get angry, and then sometimes you actually pull away from people, but you're hurting yourself more than they're actually hurting you because you're not seeing them for who they actually are. It's more difficult for you to adapt.
Yeah, and I think people do grow. The sign of maturity comes when you can wake up and say, "You know what? That's not important. Like,
Yeah, but
that's
some
silly."
but somebody else will tell you, another therapist will say, "Well, you're not respecting yourself."
Yeah.
Listen, honestly, my time away from social media, and we've
Mhm.
talked about this, is a reset button. There's some
Mhm.
good information, but at the same time, what's bad is really bad. I think sometimes, and believe it, what I'm going to say to you, I don't know if I should whisper it. I think that sometimes this stuff ruins people's lives. Don't tell anyone I
Yeah.
said that. No, but there's some people that I'll
Uh-huh.
see online that pop up on my page and like if and I'm going to go back to the avoidant. If they're avoidant and they can't fulfill your needs, you better dump them and get rid of them. Like who says stuff like that? What is wrong with
Yeah.
you?
Right. I
We don't
agree.
have healthy people on the internet. So they
Mhm.
take that literally like, okay, you don't meet my needs, you're gone. And your interpretation, you're an abuser. It's really harmful the way some people present things. Every now and then, I do sit and check in with myself because that's one of the reasons why I'm very, very big on educating people. And
Mhm.
then I know it's, I repeat myself, do whatever you want with it. But when
Mhm.
you can understand it and you have awareness to it, you have such a there's a peace to it. Don't find fault, don't find blame, even if it comes off intentional. But faulting someone because of this or faulting someone because of that, I have found overall, professionally speaking and personal experience,
Mhm.
there's more damage being done than there's actual positive, good, influential information presented or, just helping people work together. Now it's about I'm right and you're wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
is that just me or do you?
No, I find that with a lot of people. Sometimes you just get somebody who's set in their ways
Yeah.
and they really don't see other things. It's just like it's either black or white. And to me, it's just a waste of time. It really is because I think everybody has a right to feel the way that they want. And you can't say that your ideas or your things are better than somebody else's. I just don't see that.
Not everybody has that ability, though. If you had a friend or a relative who was blind, you would not do the same things or ask of the same things or this, whatever it is, with a friend. But when
Right.
it comes to mental health, people will look at that's just an excuse. It's like
Mhm.
really hard for people to accept. They want it to be an excuse because they're so frustrated, they're so angry, their needs are not being met, they're so disappointed, they're so hurt. Well, you know what? You have to learn about what it is and then you have to learn to let it go. Your expectations or what you need someone to be are going to hurt you more than recognizing recognizing them for who they are.
Uh-huh.
Black and white thinking. No, there's reasons why people have black and white thinking. When you understand it, I never excuse the harm that behaviors cause. That's not what I ever say to somebody because people say, well, you're making an excuse again. No, I'm not. Understand it, but I'm not saying that it excuses it, but you also teach people how to treat you and respect you. And I say that very often too.
Mhm.
Well, they're so mean. Well, why do you let them be mean? Because you don't know how to react to them.
Yep.
That's why. So fix it. Oh, I
Yep.
can't stand them. Why can't you stand them? Oh,
Yep.
because they're so insulting. Well, say something.
Yep. Just head it,
That's
put it
all.
head on. That's it. Stop it head on. And and I always say it like with grace. Like I don't say it to be
Oh, nasty.
maybe confrontational
Hmm.
or anything like that. I try to be mature about it and say, let's what's going on here? Like,
I
let's
know.
talk about it, because people don't always respond. They'll respond better when you're being sincere and concerned. But if you are being, I don't know, like sounding like on the how do you say, judgment side, you're judging somebody for being a certain way or whatever, you're not going to get anywhere with it.
Because we spend so much time trying to understand personalities, understand
Hmm.
diagnosis, and sometimes, so you know this, but I'll tell everyone else because now it's actually out. I've been
Hmm.
working on a method. I have to stop calling it a book because it's not a book, even though it's in book format. It's not a self help book. It's an
Hmm.
actual method that teaches people how to understand patterns that they keep on reinforcing and have normalized over time, which is, let's say, it's the dysfunction that we want to change. There's 5 stages of it. For the method, I call it an event, not a trigger, because this is not therapy at all. I didn't even put my credentials on this. It's Maria Shkreli. It's not Maria the therapist. We all experience some sort of an event. Then we have an interpretation. Then we have the response. Whatever we reinforce from that response, and then we normalize it. The key to changing all this is right at the response. That's your point of control right there. So
Yeah.
simple. And I had an experience at a hospital that really like started me thinking. I'm like, I have to address this in the workplace because most people can relate to and just deal with very unhealthy work environments. But this
Hmm.
is also on friendships and intimate and colleagues. It doesn't matter where it is, it applies everywhere. But sometimes, isn't it wild how the littlest, simplest one change, how it can change the dynamic to a
That's
relationship?
right.
It's amazing.
That's right.
So I just finished, it'll be out next week. I just finished the personal edition of
Oh,
the
that's
method
great.
for people to practice to actually implement it. I would say comparable where it actually complements atomic habits, where they work on habits, I work on the response to change
Yeah.
the outcome.
And this is the reason why you've been so busy and
Yeah.
why you haven't been able to get this
I've
going.
been
This is
away.
why we couldn't finish, part
No, I
two.
haven't done
So,
anything. I
no, you
finally,
got
I
to
had
focus.
I, I had a
Uh,
checklist of things I'm going to do. Now I started doing it, and then I'm like wondering, people must think there's something wrong with me because all of a sudden I'm like reaching out to people that it's been like weeks and weeks, like I haven't
yeah,
followed up, or maybe just a note of a hello, or just to say, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Don't think it doesn't go unrecognized for whatever it may be. So now I'm catching up.
it's great. That's good because now, I think people can understand like you need to focus on compiling this. There's a lot of work that has to go into it. You have to do research, you do this, you do that, and you've got to put it all together.
Work this is, and people think, oh, is it selling? I'm like, are you kidding me? Where
Yeah.
you maybe in 2 years and see how it goes. But
Yeah.
another secret. So I
Uh-huh.
figure if everyone has to be raw in here, I guess I do too.
Uh-huh.
If you look at all the books that I've written, they're all major shifts that occurred in my
Oh, that's the
I
best work.
I tell
That's the
oh yeah.
best because it's experience. It's like experience. Like there's nothing that can get, it's almost like when the musician writes this
Yes.
amazing song out of like pain and sorrow or, happy or, it doesn't matter. It just comes out beautiful. It comes out more beautiful when it's the experience.
It's the experience. So all my educational books came out of frustrating because I process information. It takes me so long because of my processing stuff. And I had to learn it in a certain way in order to really understand it, not memorize it, because I don't do that. I had to
Hmm.
learn it very differently. So all my educational books teaching and helping students is based on my frustrations of trying to grasp and figure out how do I really learn this? I just don't want to memorize it. And then
Hmm.
the self-help books, those same thing. The anxiety, kids' anxiety, and then the generational and the toxic behaviors, dysfunction, learning all about that because that's as I was evolving. And then this last one, and this is it. I'm done after this. No more. Because there's
Yeah.
4 books involved between the corporate editions, and then I did do a personal one, but it's this is not therapy. I would say that is hopefully the biggest learning lessons of everything in my life together, that I finally was able to articulate and I was able to structure in a way to help people take steps and to really recognize in order for it to change. And that came with a lot of pain. That came with being hurt by people that I never expected,
Hmm.
feeling ashamed, feeling used, feeling, I mean, abused myself.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
in the
know.
one that I was looking at that I knew that there were things going on,
Hmm.
I was blindsided. I was like, wait a minute,
Yep.
what happened? But that's how I got to do this work.
And I only the only thing I could say is that I wish this was out a long time
Oh,
ago, because I'm gonna tell you, I would have given it to every job I've ever had. And I will say that, you did share some of the book with me, so I kind of have an idea on what it's about. So I think I could speak freely to say that this dysfunction could be nipped in the bud if a lot of people took the time to address it and make it work for their companies, because there's nothing worse than having to go to a job 24
oh my God,
like,
and be
every
abused.
day and do this
Be
shit every day.
manipulated. Absolutely. The abuse
Yeah.
that happens in works. But you know what's the beauty of this too? This is for everyday life. I did not want this to be a therapy book. This is
Yeah.
not therapy. This is not self help.
Mhm.
This is a method, just like Atomic Habits. And then there's others out there to help you recognize patterns. Certain patterns, you have to learn how to break those patterns.
Mhm.
And here it's so simple. Change your response. There's only so much at work. You can't worry about someone's personality. You
Yeah.
can't worry about someone's diagnosis. You cannot talk about that. But you absolutely can control the response. That's your point of control. I tested it with family and friends. So
Mhm.
I kept on using the method over and over, and I saw the result. This is amazing. And it's
Yeah.
so simple. It
Yeah.
changed the entire relationship without focusing on the personality, without focusing on their diagnosis. None of that. It's just, of course, like with anything else, it's the follow through.
Yeah, but like I said, it took you a lot of time to do this. It's not like you can do this overnight. You have to think through everything, and so it's good that it's already done. So now you can get on to the fun stuff now
I know. I like it. I have
and
my
start.
personal book has at the top, it has a caption. It says, "You're not stuck, you're patterned."
uh,
That's exactly what, 'cause that's what it is. But when people read it, you'll get it. Look what we did. We got carried away again. We were going to do a list of something and we
Yeah.
didn't. Michelle, I mean, I think Michelle is actually going to be on an episode. She was very worried about the F bombs because she likes to use the F word a lot. And I said, well, if I feel like it's too much, I'll cut some of that. But otherwise, she wants to do like the old Albanian and the new
Uh-huh.
Albanian. And, she's Italian and married, and, an Albanian has had, a lot of her own struggles, good and bad, of,
Hmm.
being within culture and tradition and trying to fit in and not fitting and being opinionated. I think she's agreed to this. I think she's okay with it now because she actually gave me her email to send her the list. I was like, oh, this is good.
Oh, this is good. Well,
And then
we'll have a good time with
I
that.
absolutely. And then I'm going to have Jonathan and Nora. So
Uh-huh.
Jonathan had a few episodes. He's actually married now. And then Laura volunteered to do some episodes. So that'll be interesting.
Yep.
And then I have a young gentleman who wants to do some episodes. And then I
Hmm.
have a young woman, which she did do a few episodes. And then we have you. And then we have,
Right. Even,
I was just looking at our list here. Do you have
uh-huh.
yours in front of you?
I do. I mean, well, I have the ones that I wrote down that I thought, well, that I might be able to, might have a better, uh, I don't know, a better interaction with, but
No, we could do
I,
whatever we
but
want.
I could go to the email that had like,
No, no, you can stay with yours. I mean, we don't have
uh-huh.
time to do it right now, but
No, yeah.
I'm looking at one here. The relationship between childhood shame and adult anxiety.
Uh-huh. Well, the one that kind of stood out to me. So there was one that I thought, why do we feel it was actually number 88 on the list.
88.
It's like,
Why do
why
some people feel responsible for fixing everyone?
fixing
Perfect. That's
everything?
what we're going to talk. We're going to start off next time with
Yeah.
that.
I just find myself doing this all the time too, constantly trying to fix things.
I'm going to leave you with this to think about, and everyone else out there, whoever's listening.
Hmm.
I need to be heard. I need to be seen. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. Okay.
And with that said, young lady,
We did it.